Right now on NBC 26, live at 10, the world reacts to the death of Cuba's former president, Fidel Castro. Plus, a special meeting held in the Fox Valley hoping to educate people about hate crimes across the nation. And small businesses bringing in the big bucks on Small Business Saturday. We begin with a developing news story tonight. Fidel Castro has died at 90 years old. For decades, he put a small island nation on the international stage by antagonizing the U.S., polarizing global opinion, and sending many Cubans into exile. Karen Kaifa looks at reaction from Washington and the world.
President Obama said the U.S. extends a hand of friendship to the Cuban people on the passing of Fidel Castro and, quote, history will record and judge the enormous impact of this singular figure on the people and world around him. President-elect Donald Trump also weighed in, saying, quote, today, the world marks the passing of a brutal dictator who oppressed his own people for nearly 6 decades. In 1959, Fidel Castro led a group of revolutionaries to overthrow an unpopular dictator with the promise of democracy. Instead, at the height of the Cold War, Castro put a communist government in place just 90 miles from American soil. In the 1960s, the United States put a trade embargo in place that still stands. With Fidel's brother Raul still in power, not all view the recent thaw in U.S. and Cuba relations as progress, like Representative Ileana Ros-Lehtinen of Florida, the first Cuban-American in the U.S. House.
There are no human rights, there are no free elections, there are no political parties, there's no free dissent.
So news of Fidel Castro's death prompted celebrations among Cuban-Americans in Miami's Little Havana.
It's over. At least it's over. The brother's still there, but I hope and pray that soon he will be out of there as well.
In Cuba, however, a different reaction.
The Cuban people is feeling sad because of the loss of our commander-in-chief, Fidel Castro Ruz, and we wish him, wherever he is, that he is blessed.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Skies have cleared out this evening and winds are diminishing as well this evening, and that's allowing for some fog to set up across the area. We're seeing some lowered visibility towards the Shawano and Clintonville area, visibility down to a quarter of a mile in Clintonville as well as Anago, and now starting to drop in the Green Bay area as well. So we'll look for fog to develop as we go through the overnight hours, some low clouds developing as well. Temperatures are falling through the 30s this evening. Here's a look at your daycast for tomorrow. We'll start off with some fog in the morning, mostly cloudy skies with some sunshine mixed in at times, and then rain moves on in for tomorrow night. We'll have details on that coming up.
Well, a 17-year-old man is behind bars tonight on robbery charges. The robbery happened at a convenience store in the 700 block of East Wisconsin Avenue in Appleton. NBC 26 is refusing to release the man's name until he's formally charged. However, Appleton police say that man is facing charges of robbery with use of a dangerous weapon and attempted robbery. Well, across the country, alleged hate crimes after the results of the presidential election are worrying some groups of people. The Fox Valley Sikh community gathered today in Appleton discussing these hate crimes and learning how they can educate people about their religion. NBC 26's Marissa DiCandido was in Appleton and joins us with that story.
Part of the Sikh religious customs includes growing a beard and wearing a turban, so people often confuse them with Muslims and sometimes perceive them as radical Islamic terrorists. So the Sikh community is trying to raise awareness of their religion to prevent hate crimes. Members of the Sikh community say people sometimes fear them without knowing anything about their religion.
Sikhs believe in religious tolerance. Sikhs don't believe in terrorism.
Gurmit Kaleka says he never had any problems with people in Wisconsin because of his religion until 2012.
You just get taken by surprise. You really never think that those kind of things can happen.
Kaleka lost his uncle in the Sikh temple shooting near Milwaukee.
That was the point when we realized that we need to educate people more about us.
Education and awareness, those are the main goals of the Sikh Global Campaign for Identity. The group's president, Baba G, visiting Appleton Saturday to talk to the Sikh community about how to shine a positive light on the religion.
They are loving people. They are peaceful people.
He says the movement started after September 11th, when many people confused Sikhs with radical Muslims.
They become the victim of the vandalism, hate crime, and racism.
But now Sikhs say there is a renewed sense of fear because of alleged hate crimes reported after the presidential election.
We are failing to tell people who we are.
With events like this, the Sikh community wants to send a message.
That we are a peace-loving community and we are a part of the American fabric too.
And education can help erase ignorance to keep their community safe. Babaji says he travels all across the country speaking to groups of all backgrounds to help them better understand the Sikh religion. Keeping you connected, Marissa DiCandido, NBC 26.
Thanks, Marissa. In North Dakota today, residents were showing their support for law enforcement officers working the Dakota Access Pipeline protests. More than 400 people marched across the Liberty Memorial Bridge for the Back the Blue rally. Organizers called for people to pray and march for law enforcement involved in pipeline protests. The rally was not anti or pro-pipeline, just an effort to unite the community. Hillary Clinton's campaign announced it'll push for recounts in several key states. The campaign said they've been investigating and have found no evidence of hacking of voting systems. Clinton's team said they investigated every theory presented and examined laws and practices pertaining to recounts, contests, and audits. The campaign now joins Green Party candidate Jill Stein in an effort to have votes counted again in Wisconsin. Well, the Wisconsin Elections Commission announced they will hold a special meeting Monday morning at 9:30. That meeting is to discuss the presidential recount timeline. According to email, the State Elections Commission says, quote, staff will be asking the commission to vote to approve the timeline, end quote. Well, happening now, an estimated 48 million Americans hit the road this weekend for the Thanksgiving holiday. That's roughly 1 million more than last year, according to AAA. Tomorrow is the big day. Many of those people will head home, meaning you will need to be an extra vigilant when on the roads tomorrow. Thousands of people in Northeast Wisconsin shopping local for Small Business Saturday. More than 50 small businesses in Green Bay have special deals and discounts for shoppers all day long. New this year, shoppers received a small business passport. They could get it stamped at stores and restaurants they visited for even more deals and prizes.
The thing to remember is that 68 cents out of every dollar spent stays in your local community when you spend it at a small business. So you're not only supporting that business, but you're supporting your community as well.
Appleton also has Small Business Saturday deals going on today. Now, the big box retailers reporting high numbers in sales from Black Friday deals. At Target in Ashwaubenon, they tell us they saw between 15,000 and 20,000 people come through their doors. And Amazon reports selling more than 100,000 toys in just the first few hours of Black Friday deals. Well, still ahead on NBC 26, a major company in Northeast Wisconsin is helping to stuff the kettle ahead of the holiday season. But first, what's the weather looking like for the rest of your holiday weekend? Your forecast is next.